What's up, everybody? So this is going to be part two tracking. We left off on part one, 100-yard track, Q-tips, no food. So now we're going to talk about where we go from there. So the 100-yard track, we stay within 100 yards and we start introducing turns and terrain changes, 45 turns, 90-degree turns, things like that. And as we're doing that, staying within that 100 yards, and we start, as the dogs proceed and they get better and better, we start weaning out the Q-tips and things. We also start introducing hard surface. There's three areas that I need to introduce to the dogs in a basic class. I always start with grass, then hard surface, then woods. Over the years, I found that woods is the easiest for a dog to track in, grass being the second, and then, hard surface is always that challenge. And dogs operate in context. So what that means is if a dog tracks really well on grass, they may use woods. It's like there's a wall. They just don't, even though the trail leads into it, they'll treat it like a wall, and the last thing they want to do is go in there. So many times we have to introduce short little 5 to 10 foot tracks from grass to woods, and then the dogs pick up rapidly very well, and they'll cross those thresholds quicker. Well, if they're doing that with grass to woods, the hard surface is no different. So because we know this, and I usually go from grass to hard surface, very small tracks, just introductory tracks, until the dogs don't show any issues transitioning from grass to hard surface. I go all the way back to food. I use hot dogs and Q-tips. Now, I didn't talk much about this in one. I just described the Q-tips and why I use them. But the main reason I use those Q-tips is for hard surface. It allows me to wean out the hot dogs very quickly and use scented human odor objects. We talk about hard surface tracking in the beginning. It's adding things of value to hard surface so a dog knows that it's a target and they can work on building skills to track on hard surface. So the first example of just introducing hard surface is Canine X, hot dogs, Q-tips. From there, we'll start decreasing the hot dogs. We'll increase the Q-tips or keep them the same. And as the dog is very proficient, we'll make it longer. So we'll go, instead of a road crossing, we'll literally go right down the center of the road for a good distance, and then maybe bounce left or right to roadside, and just let him practice tracking on hard surface, nose down. As we wean the Q-tips out, we still add odor values to that hard surface. And usually how I do it is that sock that I store all my Q-tips in, I will use that and I will drag that along whatever path I want them to take. This is more advanced, and the dog will tell us when he gets to that level. But just simply dragging that sock and adding human odor like that, the dog will smell that and handle the problem. And it's really about reps. First is work ethic. You have to do it a lot. Second is whatever technique you're using. I'm always asked, what are the techniques you use to teach hard surface? Then you find out the individual's only doing 2 tracks a month. A dog that does 24 tracks a year is not going to be as good as a dog that does 120 tracks a year. The difference is 2 tracks a month and 10 tracks a month. So first, you have to set goals on the number of tracks you're going to do. The more, the better. Technique is very important, and knowing when to move on and make things more difficult and when to back up and things like that. That's very important, but it's secondary to work ethic. What I'm showing in these videos is just an overview of my tracking program. It's the big pieces, and there's a lot of little pieces that are left out. Just keep that in mind. There's many different ways to get this done. This is what's worked for me over the years. The ultimate goal is hard surface tracking, and my ultimate goal is to give the dog skills that the handler can build on over the lifetime that they're working together and improve on. I want to thank you guys for watching. And as the dogs improve, I'll make a part 3 so you can see how they progress.